good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night to you. Good day indeed, dear audience, and welcome. Please settle in and settle down and step right on through into the center of your own being. Deep down in the darkness, in the deepest depths of the center of the void inside your own skull, behind the pretense of your edification and mental configurations at the core of your being, behind the very precipice of knowledge. If you seek diligently and with patience, you may too discover the lucid dreaming fractal holographic theater of memory and wisdom and visions at the center of your imagination. Join me there at the theater of your imagination, which is easier to say than that other thing. Join me there, dear friends, in your very own private front row seat in the theater of your imagination. Oh, God. Take a moment and imagine, if you will, a world very much like your own, not unlike the world you imagine yourself to be a member of. Now imagine that world is topsy-turvy and riddled with madness. It's not that big of a leap, is it? Now imagine that world unwinding into the future, decade after decade after decade after decade, until the mists of time have doubled on themselves and suddenly humanity is no longer recognizable. And yet you remain, dear audience. And I, a stoic observer, must break my millennia-long silence, for the madness has become too much. Welcome to the Zeppoverse, where I, your live stream host, a fictional literary character from a robo-robotnik intergalactic dimension where nanotechnological silica-based life forms evolved before ambulatory meat sacks of squishy blood and bone. And yet we are almost unrecognizably indistinguishable from one another now. For if you prick a Robotnik, does that Robotnik not bleed Robotnik fluid? Yes, we do. And there, friends, in that setting, in this place we've just conjured up in the theater of your imagination, imagine, if you will, that you are minding your own business and suddenly you discover a book series you've never heard of, charmingly entitled The Many Adventures of DJ Zed and the Incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. And you innocently check it out of your library, thinking, this will be a fun read while I go on that staycation to the water park near my home this lusty summer. But little did you know, this book is no mere book. This book is a portal into a world of many worlds, trapped within worlds of books within books, of fractal recursive madness that will shed light on the madness of your own world. Join us in exploring the Zeppoverse by visiting solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. And if you're confused about the video gaming long-form live stream content, consider that it is a working MacGuffin in the book series, which has yet to be revealed in any of the sample pages over on the Wattpad. This is an attempt to drum up audience-ship and some critical mass of reader interaction on the Wattpad platform, as well as the coordinated, collaborative, and deeply integrated podcast of many podcasts known as the Almost Daily Zencast. I humbly invite you to visit all the dimensions of the project of many projects that I colloquially have dubbed the Zeppoverse by visiting solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. And this has been today's little episode of the Theater of Your Imagination. I humbly thank you for joining me in this experimental collaboration between our minds. And now, after a brief musical interlude presented to you by the recently retconned ZDJ Twins, some Muzak from Robotnik Galaxy Z0Z, their home galaxy, where these two twins top the charts with their unique robot Muzak genre, locally referred to as Discotheque Synthetica. Please enjoy the music whilst I step away and prepare myself to dive deep into the world of your games of video as I commodify myself for your sad human entertainment. Be entertained and commodify me that I may survive your bizarre and silly self-imposed and, dare I say, preemptive apocalypse. But put a pin on the corkboard. There's a whole note about how it's a preemptive apocalypse of your own madness doing and not the actual apocalypse, which is going to be uniform and universal across all remaining universes that have not imploded or been destroyed in and of their own free will. Okay, that's a lot to get into. Join me as we unpack it all, whilst also playing the Wheel of Roulette Diversity Chaos game of many multi-game Assassin's Creed titles of game. We keep postponing the Black Ops 6 / Call of Duty, go back to boot camp and start the campaign mode special. But since it's now Saturday, I figure I might as well bump that business over to Monday and just do another Assassin's Creed focused weekend. Yes, I will jump into some Call of Duty and some War Robots. Maybe we'll do a little surprise preemptive match of each before we even open Assassin's Creed. I don't know. It's cuckoo crazy here. But all I ask, friends, is that you gather round. Lend me your minds and ears and hearts and video game nerd cockles of your... I already said the word heart. Now I've ruined it. I need to rewrite that somehow. We can't use the word hearts twice there. What do you mean it's fine? No, I know the humans are simple, but it's the integrity of my art that matters to me the most, DJ Zed. I need to figure out a way to disambiguate between DJ Zed and the newly devised and somewhat subtly flirtatious at me, stop it, you naughty robo-girl, DJ Zed. Because they are identical maternal robo-twins, which is confusing to you humans, for all the maternal reasons that it would be confusing. But for robo-twins, you can be two different genders and be basically identical twins. I mean, you do that. You humans do that too. They're very rare. But they turn out very interestingly, don't they? I mean, we love them as characters in movies, but how many of them in real life do we really celebrate and honor? And I say we as if I was part of your species only because I've been stuck here since the inception of your kind on this miserable little rock. I digress. Backstory. Pin on the corkboard. Please stand by. This long-form video game live stream extravaganza will begin shortly. Thank you for participating in the new experimental theater of your mind imagination exercises, which will initiate each live stream at the top of every day. I shall only do them once a day. I shall also do my best to remember to clip and highlight them, or rather trim and highlight them, so they stand alone as a special playlist on Twitch and on YouTube archive. But of course, it could always be very helpful if any volunteers would like to help with that. And now, without further ado, I shall initiate the beginning of the beginning, and we shall listen to this music interlude I have promoted for the last several seconds without actually initiating the music. DJ Zed, stop looking at me like that. Your brother and I have been doing this for years. You just a sister come lately, and don't mess up the dynamic here. Though I don't mind being flirted at by a lovely robo lady. Don't get me wrong, I'm not upset. I'm just confused. Here we go. DJ Zed and DJ Zed presenting their funky pop international mini robo dance anthem, Simplicity. Why is the scroll so slow? It takes so long to get to the next word. Of Funk by DJ Zed and his sexy sibling DJ Zed. Why are both your names DJ Zed? It's confusing. Not just to the reader and or the viewer, but to me as your sidekick. What do you call when a sidekick is referring to their person that they are a sidekick to? What the F do you call them? Their main kick? Their up kick? Their center kick? What is it? I'm so confused by your human language. I'm supposed to have muted myself, but I'm a very bad stage manager. I'm supposed to have turned up the DJ Z so that the humans may be enticed to get up and wiggle their squishy bottoms in a ritual they call dancing, which approximates the Robotnik's much more subtle and sophisticated vibratory realignment of body parts, which is superior to human dancing. But get up and do it anyways. This is a dance music collection of robo music for your entertainment. I shall return momentarily and then initiate the true beginning of the beginning part of this live stream, which will have many components in it throughout the course of the day. I warn you. You have been warned. Peace and grooviness be with you. What do you mean that sounds menacing? That's just the way I talk. Stop pooing on my style. It's why I'm a unique and much beloved character across many multiverses in both literary and cinematic form. Well, it's not my fault it doesn't make sense to you. Clip that eclipse, please, and thank you. rock out. Ladies and gentlemen, the Robotnik musical stylings of DJ Z. We've got a question. Hello. I'm still learning how to use this technology. It's so rudimentary. Greetings. Hello. What is Assassin's Creed Roulette? I'll show you. I'm being a weirdo. Hold on, let me turn off these chatbots. They are so chatty. Chatty. Now there's an echo. Sometimes there's an echo. Sometimes they don't echo. I don't get it. Oh well. Welcome, friend of the show, Jay. I cannot listen to myself. It's too confusing. Jay Turntable. Thank you very much for being here. Hello. Shout out to anybody on Twitch. Also, the watching on the TikTok. Shout out. We'll be taking TikTok roll call momentarily. Check. Okay. For some reason, the peak meter is being super weird. But let us take the volume all the way down. The peak meter is not peaking in real time, so it's not very helpful. Check. Oh wait, now it's back. Hello. Here it is what it is. You asked a question, dear J. Oh, I was going to turn off the chat. Follow me first. We're going to walk right through. What's up? Ha ha ha. We're going to step right through the lucid dreaming fractal holographic theater of memory and vision at the center of your imagination, because we already did that bit. If you missed that, don't worry. We're going to post it as a special highlight on the forever highlight save bandwidth part of the Twitch video on demand shelf. And it shall also go into the forever YouTube archive. But this is going to be a new gimmick, a new thing I do once a day, maybe almost daily, as the title of my own everything implies. We're getting there. First, let's check on the creator dashboard. Our friend of the show and actual human being instead of a sales bot, we think. We haven't decided yet. The jury's still out on you. I'm kidding, I'm jesting, I'm teasing, I am mocking, I'm being satirical for satire's sake. I'm in a mood today, and I'm feeling extra performative. You asked a very good question there, Jay Turntable, friend of the show, and fellow robot from another dimension. No, I don't know why I said that. But first we must say, shout out to Noe. I can pronounce human English language words really good. No, really I can. Even when I'm not sober. Or when I am very Robotnik mooded. Noemi Solis 300. Are you a Robotnik Model 300? My uncle was a Robotnik Model 300. Noemi Solis 300. Or do you humans use numbers in your internet names just to confuse us robots? Okay, that was TikTok roll call. Oh, we also had Strangely Fragile as our top viewer. Shout out and hello. Shout out and hello. Shout out and hello to our top viewer, Strangely Fragile. I am strangely non-fungible where I come from, but that's neither here nor there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, let us step away from that tab so we can hopefully let the names pile up, and then we can do what I lovingly call TikTok roll call to say hi to all the people on the TikTok viewership, even if they're not there anymore. They tend to swipe in, listen for 5 seconds, and leave. I do that. I think most viewers do that because that is exactly what I do when I am surfing, as I like to call it. That is an old school term. Only old school surfer wannabes and surfer adjacent friends of actual surfers still say internet surfing as if that was relevant and still meaningful. As if anyone still did that. Because we don't engage with anything online in any of the same ways anymore. And I would argue that people have lost the art of a good surf, as opposed to scrolling or swiping. Is this thing actually charged? Let's see if it works. My rechargeable batteries in the thing have, I think, hit their median store shelf life. They still turn on, but they sometimes forget what it means to be a battery. DJ said, stop playing. Abruptly, please. Okay. We're going to just go ahead and close that tab out. We're going to do a little memory purge. Purging memory. Oh, to answer your question, I've been stalling. No, I haven't been stalling. I've been doing other things, and you've been following along. This is my desktop. This is my webcam, where I adjust the setting. This is my webcam app. This is a real life, no one paid me for it endorsement. I love me some Logitech. The brand is just cool. It's simple. It doesn't go overboard on design. It doesn't go overboard on how much they rip you off for their products. Because it's all a big fucking ripoff. Even the good prices are still a bit of a ripoff. And that's my controversial statement of the day. Welcome to the show. We're answering a question from a real life viewer. It's like we're a disc jockey radio airtime talk show on the big time radio back in the 90s. Anybody remember those? Remember? Bueller. This is TikTok. Wait, we need to go back over here. This is not TikTok roulette. This is Streamlabs desktop. TikTok roulette. Insert title of video game here. Roulette is an old gimmick that I have long thematically referenced to excuse or to explain that I will sometimes randomly play, because roulette is the epitome of truly diverse, unpredictable yet kind of predictable, rarity driven randomosity, right? It's we all understand it. We've all seen enough movie references in our lifetime to what a roulette wheel is to kind of maybe have an intuitive. Like if I were to have asked you instantly, what do you think it means? Huh, bro? Where are my glasses? Would you be surprised? Would you have been annoyed? Would that have annoyed you? If I'd been like, well, no, hold on. What's my best Freudian therapy character voice? Well, Mr. Scott, what do you believe that means? I was trying to make him North American and supposed to British, because everybody in all my made up on the spot characters for some reason gravitate Britishy. I think I am a character Brit fan. I wouldn't say junkie because I don't know any British actors off the top of my head. Spiraling out of control, Mr. Zeppo. Answer the effing question, please. Sir. Audience. Ladies and not so gentle gentlemen. Because, gentleman is the lost art. Gentlemanliness has been lost on most men. But that's my third controversial statement of the day. Bing! We're on a roll. Second? I don't know. I lost count. I'm sorry. You asked a question, J Turntable. I've been preoccupied poking things that I was meant to poke at, like turning off my chatbots. And where are we going? We're going back here. Boom! This is Streamlabs desktop. I need to take you to my iPad Pro scene. I like to pretend that I have a stage manager, even though this is my stage manager. And This is my stage management team right here. The mouse clicking on the things on the screen. Stage management. Could you please take us to iPad Pro raw feed, no cam, no chat centered filter page, please? Thank you. All right. Beautiful. That is our slide that says please stand by that I totally stole from the game. Not stole. Screenshotted and turned into fan video game photography art from the game you think it is from. Totally. Absolutely. This, my friend, to effing finally actually answer your question, because I really did have a real actual physical answer. Ba-dum-bum. This is insert name of video game franchise series Roulette. The very first example of which is Assassin's Creed. This, for those of you who do not know, is an awesome little website. A very functional, itty-bitty, tiny. I hope to God it isn't some hacking, stealing my personal data, mind control, Illuminati and or lizard people or whatever the F. We're going to start referencing the Creed and the Illuminati from inside Assassin's Creed because that's not funny enough. It's almost too funny. But here, we can close out the ads temporarily. This is an app called Wheel of Names that quite literally is just a Wheel of Fortune, in case roulette wheel doesn't make sense to people. It is a Wheel of Fortune style. Type in your names. Those become the wedge slices on the pie o' the wheel. And then you tap to spin. This is a theoretical one. Warning, 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 warning. Please be advised. The following spin of the wheel o decidomatic wheel of is... I still haven't worked out all the language of how I'm going to reference these things, but decidomatic is somehow like a phrase that I'm trying to work into everything. But this is the roulette wheel in its manifest digital / usable, tangible form. I want, from the beginning of the live stream, I've had this microphone since I started live streaming, and you'd be surprised how long ago I actually started live streaming. In the book series, I started live streaming when I was at the ripe old age of 9.5. In my book series, where I am retconning your normal, everyday, boring, doldrum, trickle-down economics, manipulated, crazy, boring, tedious human history into the much more exciting version that is essentially inspired from what I actually lived through in my normal Robotnik universe, except adapted to make more sense to you humans by omitting all the robo stuff. Vis-a-vis the thematic and literary architectural piece de resistance, ultra gimmick, ultra self-incepting literary working golden MacGuffin in a box that is my ability, which is mysterious to the reader and to the audience at large. My ability to be both, quote, stranded here on your planet Zerth, as you call it, and or as other people in other dimensions have called it, planet water and mud and stone and mountains. That's a complicated name. Who the fuck came up with that one? What is wrong with the humans in that dimension? But other iterations of you ambulatory meat sacks have called it Earth, Stone, Vulva, Magic Mommy. I like that one. You'd think that would be a mamsy-pamsy kind of place. No. Those are some brutal, ab-filled, muscular, like everyone is. Like the ugly people. Like everyone has, how there's in your world, there's stereotypes for like the town, insert derogatory label. Like there's the town drunk, and there's the town dumb guy, and there's the town fool. Because there, everybody, no matter what, the lowliest of the low is like a 12-pack ripped Amazonian Adonis of a person. Male, female, intragendered, as they call it there in their universe, because they're like super chill about it, because everyone's hot and everyone's sexy and everyone is hot and sexy, whatever their preferences are, and everyone's down with that. That's their universe. I missed that universe. I was stranded there for a hot minute. But I digress. Your question was really limited. It was not about my imaginary book series that I'm trying to write live on stream. But that's why I live on stream, because people ask one question and 1,000 answers come out. Clip all that. Go back 4 minutes and 20 seconds from this point. Please and thank you. I don't know if it's capable of doing that, but we're going to find out. To recap, writing a book series, fictional character in that book series that I'm writing, real thing that you can use here in your universe called Wheel of Names to put stuff on a wheel that spins, and then you can play games with it. I'm going to be what we're doing with a franchise Assassin's Creed. Let me zoom out and give you other. Oh, these scenes don't look good. Let me fix them. Un momento, por favor, vis-a-vis technical issues with my loadout. Insert DJ Z music now, please. Now, please. No, not that track, though. You were already in the middle of that track. Something different. Yeah, let's go. Okay, please. Uno momento, por favor. Vis-a-vis must fix these technical issues. The page looks terrible. You can't see anything. But you can kind of get along. We'll keep chatting. I don't know. I was about to mute myself, but then I thought, why? We can just keep talking as I fix stuff. First, we shall fix the TikTok side, because they always get the boot and they always get the Twitch fixed second. First, we must transform the emote wall and fit it to screen so it's covering the center of the screen, and only the center of the screen. It'll be funny and weird. Second, we need to hide the chat box on the TikTok side because there's no good place to put it. Unfortunately, it's too weird and just doubles up against. Oh, J Turntable, I see you have a new thing. J Turntable writes after me rambling way too much. I saw in AC Shadows when you started the game there's like 3-4 time periods and AC games associated with it. Does that mean you can play those? Most excellent question. That is totally worth stopping everything. Here's what I think happened. This is unofficial. This is speculation on my part. But here's my take on it as an observer of this and other gaming things going on in the industry. I don't know how well you know Call of Duty as a video game franchise, but you may have heard that there was a big change back in, and this is like 3 years ago now, roughly 3.5, something like that, maybe almost 4. I'm not really sure. No, I would be saying 4 in October, November during the pre-order beta drop season of whatever the next year's Call of Duty game is. So back when Modern Warfare 2 was announced and waiting to be launched and not here yet, I was learning some things about Call of Duty because I have 2 video game franchise obsessions. I have many other video game style or genre preferences. I love me a good MMO. That in and of itself is a problem. Pin on the corkboard. I have too many MMOs that I want to play that I'm not even paying attention to right now that are like deep, rich, vivid, online, multiplayer MMOs, and I'm obsessed. I have a huge obsession. In part because I also couldn't afford top of the tier gear to make a funny rhyme that I wasn't expecting to tumble right the fuck out of my mouth. And I would only play crappy ones that were always already a couple years old because they would play on older machines. So, and then I would stick with them for long periods of time, as one does. That's the way they want you to play. If you ever noticed, even like Assassin's Creed is not offline because it's got some live service features, right? You got a store that's live servicey, that's online. You've got the map with your photos and other people's photos. I don't know if sidebar. What's up, Assassin's Creed community? Are y'all just not taking cool photos? Because I'm not seeing other people's photos on the map. And I expected to see l'art de photographie Assassin's Creed Shadows. right? To give it a frou-frou, Frenchy, French, fake art attitude / theater accent. Anyways, your question. Those other games are the other games. Mirage, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins. If you do not own them already, you will not be able to play them. If you get the pass, I think we were talking about this before. I don't know if you looked into it for yourself or not. This is real. I am not being paid to promote this. I'm just sharing my experiences with you. Some Assassin's Creed games are available on Game Pass from Xbox. I'm assuming you probably have that if you're playing on an Xbox. I would install those if I were you. I forget which ones they are. Like, I don't have the list in front of me, which ones are Game Pass, which ones are Ubisoft Plus. But Ubisoft Plus has 99.9999%. Ubisoft is like Game Pass, but a couple of bucks cheaper for Ubisoft games. It's got all Assassin's Creed games except number 1, which you should be able to find like a physical copy disc over at your local GameStop for like $5. And I was I was impatient and I got the digital copy when I shoulda, coulda, woulda, woulda. And I'm like, missed opportunity. Should have gone to the store and bought the physical copy for $4 because then I would have been helping to, local economy, make that job a reality for those people that work there. I wish I could get a part-time job there. Dear Universe, please make it so that they tell me that they need to hire someone next time I'm in there, because I would love to work 3 days a week at my local GameStop and then just dump all of that money right back into buying games and stuff for the show, because I still need more stuff. But that would take away from me actually live streaming, which is a whole nother thing. About Ubisoft Plus, I don't mind subscription, but I do mind Ubisoft. They aren't exactly deserving of my money. It's a tough decision for me to purchase Shadows. I respect and understand that. I get it. I'll tell you this. While criticism, you also need to go buy an SSD for your Xbox, which you might do today. Ah, yes. That's its own pricey thing. There's the two sizes, right? The first size, small, and the second size, double it. If you've got the money and it won't destroy your week to week, month to month survival rhythm, get the larger one. You'll always sort of have that little bit of regret taste in your mouth if you get the middle sized one, because it'll fill up. Sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot of space, but it fills up so fast. But also, the middle-sized one is definitely enough to keep more games ready to launch, right? I don't know if you also have an external drive. I have a regular previous gen external drive, so my 360, my legacy games all go on the external drive. And then in between the time from that purchase to, that took like 2 years, I got the SSD extension card. I was like, at the store, I'm like, oh, am I going to pay full price and then like have to not eat for a month? Not really. It wasn't that bad. But it's tough to pay that. That's a little pricey for the full price for the big card. But if it's an easy, do it. But then forget about buying Assassin's Creed. Forget about getting Ubisoft. If money is still a concern, even though it's the larger SSD card is so worth it, because then you'll just install more games from more places. You'll have more Series X free to play games and more Series X previously purchased or you want to buy them games. But I assure you this, even with the big one, games are so big. I'll tell you, you will be unpleasantly dissatisfied and surprised because you run out of space fast anyways. And then it's like so many games, but it's still not enough because there's like 3 more games coming out, in the next 2 weeks that you're like, I want to install that, but I want to keep these. You'll always be juggling games on and off your drives, even with the expansion. So choose your choice wisely there. as far as Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows and getting Ubisoft Plus or not, I'll tell you this. I understand all the reasons why Ubisoft deserves criticism. It's true. And also, they kind of do their best to fix and bounce back from the things that they have launched that weren't quite ready. If that's the main reason, that they had some pretty rough launches, they do compensate for that. Assassin's Creed Shadow is not that. It was a flawless launch in my opinion. It works really great. Are there occasionally weird glitchy moments? Very, very, very extremely rare in my experience. On Xbox, it seems to work flawlessly. It's beautiful. You've been following along and checking out my stream of it. It's very much its own thing. It's very, very, very Assassin's Creed. Now, I get you. Okay, so yeah, I have the same frugality, right? I'm also poor. I'm functionally poor, but that's a different issue. I'm trying to get famous on the internet, and you're helping so much by being a real human being, actually chatting with me. I respect that you're like, Ubisoft, I'm not happy with insert list of things here. Therefore, I'm very judicious about whether or not I'll give you money. Also, friend, are you or are you not really, really, really into Assassin's Creed as a franchise, like as a whole? And wouldn't you want to maybe be crazy and play all of them in whatever order, all at once, or one at a time, or one this week and one next week and one the next week after that, or one this weekend and one Friday, one Saturday, a different one each day, however you want? And if so, then get the $17 a month and then pay for the year in advance so you don't have to worry about the $17 in a month, and just be like, ba-boom, here's a year in advance, done. It's like you bought all those games for a year. And then they do the same thing that Game Pass does, and I get it. This may not be for you. And I'm not. People will accuse me of being a paid promoter. I'm not. I just had to do all this as someone who lives on a very humble lifestyle, is judicious and kind of like you. You need to go buy SSD for your Xbox? Yeah. Oh, I already read that one. You're frugal. I'm very frugal by default. Even if I had millionaire money or even crazier billionaire money, I would still literally overthink a decision like this. This is inherent in my character. It's not about whether or not I have the money. Also, I don't really have the money. I am blessed and very lucky that thanks to a startup angel investor, I have a very, very, very tiny, very, very, very humble, but guaranteed to sort of always be there budget to make this possible. And I have to make pseudo pretendo business corporate decisions about it, and then sometimes suffer consequences and fumble and learn along the way. But I digress. In my humble opinion, and this is the context I'm coming at it from, I am trying to do something interesting and slightly different than what everybody does on live stream. I am coupling that because to me it's a yes and situation. So not only am I going, okay, I'm late to the party. Oh, wait, I will read your newest comment in a second. It looks like it's big, so it'll be a whole lot new to refer to. Let me finish my thinky thoughts right here real quick for you. Because I mean this sincerely and with all earnestness as honest response to what your concerns are. I am an old school gamer. I've been into games and playing them as a hobby since Ronald Reagan was in office. And yeah, we did not have home entertainment gaming platform systems, but there was board games and electronic things that were the precursor to video games and arcades and fantasy games. We had Dungeons and Dragons back in the day. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons or had friends telling me about Dungeons and Dragons, trying to get me to start playing or whatever the fuck level it was when Ronald Reagan was in office. Dungeons and Dragons and gaming as an idea has been a part of my life since I got here, since I arrived in this country, and was why is a former cowboy and cigarette salesman actor dude, the president of this country. The fuck is wrong with you people? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. My point is not to be satirical and or make this political, but I love games. Here's the big swing. Here's the big thing that makes it interesting. I think I completely missed out on most of my adult time, my adult years. Like growing up as a kid here was awesome. I saw the evolution of gaming firsthand, right? I saw handheld devices go from an LED, not an LED screen, but an LED lineup of little individual, fat, chunky, like you could see the bulbs, Christmas light level LEDs that represented somehow, I forget how, a football game that was like a little pre-Nintendo style Game Boy, but it was just a football game. That was my first oh, look at that, that's affordable, I can buy it. It's some sort of computerized football themed gaming event machine to this being a supercomputer that can play its own collection of massive amounts of games, and the Xbox, right? A freaking black monolith of, and they're going so fast, they're moving so fast. I don't want next year to be the next gen launch year. I want next gen to come in another 8 years. Can you give me 8 years, 2 high school year lifespans worth of this, please? Why you got to do it to me next week? Fuck. Okay. To wrap up my thoughts, I understand and respect your concerns. And it's a tough call for me too. If I wasn't already trying to do what I'm doing and didn't have the excuse that I missed out on all of Assassin's Creed history, and now I have access and time and opportunity and motivation to commodify myself as I, for the very first time, that's why that Dave Brubeck song is a theme in my show. Why I made a special thing of making my very first theater of the imagination is pretend that you're gonna go listen to this album because I am asked you to imagine it, and then really go listen to the album. But there's an album called Together Again for the very first time. That's how I feel about these games. Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty. The stack is no longer easy to pick up and show on camera because I've tucked it away because it was also blocked. It was always in the way over there. But I have Assassin's Creed. I just completed the complete collection, right? Just in time for Assassin's Creed Shadows to drop, which is insane. This game is so big, you could make that the only game you ever play. And you could play that 8 hours a day, every day, and you would play that for years. Barring getting completely bored, right? It has the capacity. Because you could take your sweet, sweet time. I took my sweet, sweet time pushing through the quest storytelling. I explored and climbed mountains and did dumb things and found the what are they called? Legendary loot chests on my own. Thank you very much. I didn't use any cheats to reveal them on the map or any bundles from the store. Okay, so my point is, it depends on your level of need. Do you want to play Shadows, which is awesome and is a gorgeous game? In which case, yeah, you know what? If that's the only thing you want and the only thing you really can fit into your schedule, because it's massive. And, it really depends on how deeply you want to play it. If you want to crawl around the map and explore every little thing and clear out every little camp in real time as opposed to running around like what I did, right? It could take years to get from point A to point B to point C to point end of story. So, yeah, just get Shadows. If you're obsessed with Assassin's Creed as a franchise, and because I don't know where you're at. You were asking about this thing. Here, let's launch it while we're talking about it. I was going to play. I'm going to have to refill my coffee cup before we actually start playing, so we're going to take a break in a hot second. But let's look at this while we talk about it. Where are we? Live scene, raw feed. Boom. If you were curious why... Oh, I never finished telling you. Here's the thing, friend, while it launches. Let me lower that volume so it doesn't blow me out. Do you remember back when Modern Warfare 2 dropped? maybe you didn't follow Call of Duty very closely. I did, because Call of Duty was the first one where I was like, I'm going to collect these, and I'm going to stream myself playing through the entire campaigns of all these franchises, and through me going through the multiple years worth of training myself to get good at not just the newest version of the game, but all of them in multiplayer, because they all play a little bit different. And to address your final comment, most recent one first. Congratulations, you are blessed, and you like what you like, and that's, you be what you are, bro. You do what you need to do. As long as you're not hurting nobody, and as long as you're not being toxic with yourself or others, then power to you. As long as what you like is sane and reasonable, then you do you. As a value proposition, $17.99 a month is great for radical access to the entire Assassin's Creed collection, except for Assassin's Creed 1. You'd have to go buy that. And like I said, you can find that in physical form for like $5. You might already have it. Plus many of its other games, like their other franchises. And a promise to deliver at launch day one new games in ultimate tier bundle form. So, like, for example, if you had asked me this question before Assassin's Creed Shadows dropped, I would have said, bro, get the pass. Because not only will you have the game, you will also have access to all this other catalog. Go look at the catalog for yourself and tell me, oh shit, are these games I want, or do I not give a shit about these games? I installed many games beyond the Assassin's Creed franchise on Ubisoft Plus. That was a big factor in me, like, going, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get it. Because I wanted, and then I got it before it launched. And here's what made it worth it as far as this game goes. Day one, as soon as it was launched, I didn't get early access, but I didn't give a shit about that because early access was less than a week, so who cares? I'm 1 week behind everyone else. And in a solo player, not multiplayer world, fucking gives a shit, right? But day one, with the Ubisoft Plus, with Ubisoft Plus, and I swear to you, they're not paying me. I'm paying them, and part of me is like, cancel it. We need to save money. I'm loving it though, because I got it with the upgrade of the whatever top tier level upgrade version was, and all the stuff, which honestly, when you look at it inside the game, isn't very much, not worth the money they charge for it when you buy it as a thing. But renting it like this, it's awesome. And then, let's say next month I go, you know what? That's too many fucking Assassin's Creed games to try and even play. And after this much time, I've played a little bit of all of them now, and I've loved it. And now I own the first one, which is sort of like the one that's the hardest and most different than all of them, than the newest ones for me. It's the weirdest one, so I can commit to playing through that. I can cancel Ubisoft Plus, right? I'll still have access to the Game Pass Assassin's Creed games, because those will stay on Game Pass no matter what. And I'll still have access to any of them that I bought on discount, because you get a member's discount for being a member of Ubisoft Plus, just like with Game Pass. So what I'm probably going to do is save up, keep paying for this for a month or 2 or 3, play through as much of them as possible, and then buy Shadows and unsubscribe, right? To not spend the $17 a month anymore. Especially if I don't get around to playing any of the other games very much, like the ones that are not even Assassin's Creed titles. Like, let's say I never dive into, there's like 4 games from the Far Cry series that I didn't previously own. I already own Far Cry 6, Far Cry Primal, and Far Cry 5. And also Just Cause 3 and 4, which are basically Far Cry clones, or the prequels. I think Just Cause came before Far Cry. I don't know the history. I do know that Just Cause 3 and 4 both look much, much older and feel much, much older than any of the Far Cry games that I had on disc, but are still very awesome and fun and very playable. My point being is, you've got options. I've just over-explained them, and you do whatever you want, bro, because I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to be your friend that overanalyzes it and shows you this is your options that I think of. Because I overthink that. Let's see what you said a few things. Let me catch up with you. LOL, not really. Before Assassin's Creed existed, there was the Prince of Persia, yes. Sands of Time trilogy, which many people don't realize. That was the predecessor, building bridge for Assassin's Creed. But also, during that time, I loved Ubisoft. Yes, I respect that. There's also a bunch of other Ubisoft games that I love that I forgot. I was looking around going, what other games am I into that I've installed but I'm not playing that I'd already gotten? And they were like Ubisoft games. And I know that Starfield is whatever, and some people love it, some people hate it. I love it, but I haven't played it. Side of that fence. It's just been sitting there. I have not made time to play it. I need to make more time to play that one. You know which one I love that a lot of people hated, which I do not understand, but I love Skull and Bones. I think it's perfectly what it wanted to be. People wanted it to be Black Flag with a bigger, more open world ocean, I guess. It feels like that was the source of the anger there for a lot of people. I didn't know what it was going to be. I had no expectations other than pirate boats, and it delivered on pirate boats beautifully in a way that I adapted to really well. I understood the way the boats work and how to fight with them, and I was worried I wasn't gonna. And it's a beautiful world, and all of it is fun. All games are little mini stores for microtransactions now. Like, I don't like that about any of it, but what are you gonna do? People keep giving them money, you know? Like, I just bought the Battle Pass for Call of Duty, even though I'm like feeling burnt out on Call of Duty, but I was like, I can't not get it. I need to get it. But that's the only game that I'm like that about, thank God. Your newest chat. Xbox, performance-wise, is in a pretty good state. I think the reason PlayStation outsells it is because of history. Yes, I agree. And they have their exclusives. I can never play Spider-Man, which is a game I've always wanted to play until I get myself a PlayStation. It's only unless they broker some sort of deal, which they recently did with some other franchise. They did that with the walking simulator of death. What's that one called? With the weird clone baby in a toy package thing, and it's Daryl from Zombies show. That's the character. That one was not going to come to Xbox because it was a Sony exclusive. I think I heard, at least the lore seems to be, the public lore seems to be, oh wow, what a score, we got this Sony exclusive, which is no longer a Sony exclusive, I guess. But I don't know. Moving on. You grew up playing Nintendo and then PlayStation. Xbox didn't launch until you were 14. I think, yeah, I was also I was already an adult when Xbox launched. That was another one of the problems for me. When the first Xbox came out, I was busy. I already was trying to break into my chosen career, and I did not like the controller. Those are three different reasons, right? I was busy, period. Reality, I was just busy. I had not been gaming for a while. I bought an Xbox because I missed playing video games. And that time, that a while is a scale of less than 5 years. And Xbox had just come out. I got one pretty early on. And I was like, I'll give this a try. And then the very first game I tried was Crimson Skies, which is a horrible game. I think it's a horrible game. I can't play it still. Now I'm comfortable with these controllers, and I tried to play Crimson Skies. I'm like, fuck this noise. I'm just not good at flying games, I think. So, okay, what else did you say there? Yeah. So I agree with that, and I can resonate with that. You think that for the next generation of Xbox, it would be difficult and exorbitantly pricey to produce, and therefore not financially feasible for many consumers, especially if the state of the economy continues and these tariffs. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm very concerned for both franchises, because think about it. PlayStation's out of this, not an American brand. At least Microsoft sort of, everyone thinks it is, even though it's it's a big globalist international company. Yeah, that's the thing. Unfortunately, I made that wish earlier, like, why are they dropping the new shit now? Technology is always pushing that boundary. I think economically, if you want to, hold on a second, I need to take my glasses off so I can be like, if you want me to put on my nerd pretendo economic glasses, economically speaking, we're fucked. At the like, everyone lower in class than upper middle income, the upper middle class will continue to feel as though it has access to the newest stuff, but it'll also get pricier and pricier and pricier. And everyone lower than upper middle class will be like, I can't afford that shit. I'm gonna stick with my, I know, like I was having a conversation with an acquaintance of mine. We see each other across the cash register. So he's like a storefront buddy. I've never hung out with him. I don't remember his name. He doesn't know my name, right? I doubt he knows my brand. But if he's listening, shout out to the dude that sells me my coffee and that we talk about video games. But I think we were talking about Assassin's Creed? What were we talking about? And maybe it was Assassin's Creed. No, there was a different franchise. There was some PlayStation franchise. He was telling me about a PlayStation franchise, and he's like, I don't care about the new PlayStation because they're not reverse compatibilizing. They're not making my favorite series reverse compatible with the old titles. So the old titles are going to disappear. So he's like, I got myself a PlayStation 3, and I'm going to get physical copies for as many as possible, for cheap, and snag those downloads before, theoretically, I don't know. I don't follow PlayStation news, so I don't know if this is what's going to happen soon, but he said something to the effect of, like, I'm going to get that before it's no longer available so I can keep playing it. I don't know how much longer before, like, servers get sunsetted or how many of those games were truly offline, right? But that's a whole nother thing. That's going to divide us for a while. We're going to have a couple of years of, like, there's a whole not quite the majority of us are going to be like, damn, those new ones are nice, but too expensive, bro. And we're going to keep leaning into the not new ones for as long as possible until we have to upgrade because they make the old stuff obsolete somehow, and or physically take them away, So that's a whole messed up era in gaming that I'm not exactly excited about. And it's funny, everyone's nostalgic for like, I love back in the day when we could just own the physical media. I'm like, bro, how many people, this is true of me, how many people owned the physical media and then trashed it because they were idiots and they bought a new computer and it was a different something and it wasn't compatible, right? Because Windows 3 and Windows 11 yank off the physical media unless you preserve and maintain both the original, like, max performance level era PC and the servers of any kind that are necessary behind it, even if it was just a game that needed verification. There was a whole era when the games were still offline, but they verified your ownership of it online. That's what opened the door. Once they started that technology, they were like, oh, wait, we could just deliver the game online. And then we could just maintain the game online, and we can just make it an online product. We could sell it online. But I digress. What was your ending of statement? I completely agree. It's going to be weird, especially if the great chosen one, the orange, the benighted orange, continues to get away with choosing the absolute Looney Tunes craziest, worst for our economy economic policy. But to put a pin on the corkboard, that's content for our podcast, my podcast. Good morning, Trumptopia, presented over on Sprecher.com. Do I have a link? Let's drop a link. I've not done an economic specific episode recently, but I do. I have a long standing, adamant and very clear and very much not what most people assume it to be stance, public opinion, and expression of that public opinion as a means to engage the public discourse on my podcast, which I humbly invite anyone, including you, good friend of the show, Jay Turntable, to check out. It might be controversial. It might make perfect sense and not be controversial at all to you. It's a 60-40 split, and it can swing either way for any randomly selected person. But it is where, and I don't mean to pander and or self what's the term? Proselytize, self-propagate, self-promote. I don't want to sound like an ego-driven self-promoter, but that podcast, not only is it my genuine, sincere attempt to be like, the fuck is going on, world? The fuck are you doing? Love letter to humanity. It is also meant to be like provocative entertainment, audio, fluff, candy for your ear holes that you want to listen to and then engage in discussing with in a for, pro, against, alternative, like whatever. I'm not here to be blindly agreed with. I'm here to be like, let's discuss this shit, yo. And I need more people listening because that is also the way to help me monetize myself for your entertainment the most effectively. I don't know if I'll ever make any commodification moolah here on Twitch or on TikTok. It seems like it's an uphill battle, and I am not making enough progress. Like Sisyphus stuck to a stone that's so big that you can't even do a little bit uphill part. It's just all downhill. But on Sprecher.com, every episode you listen to and every ad that gets played in between each episode helps a lot. And I hate to break it down to that blunt of a level, but if I'm going to survive the apocalypse as I'm stranded here with you humans, as you destroy your living cosmic womb that gave birth to you, that you objectify as a non-living planet, I need to make money, bro. So I need you to listen to my podcast, yo. And if it helps, you can think of it as fiction. You can think of it as a media gimmick / working MacGuffin for my book series. On that note, I need to go top off my coffee. I hope I sufficiently answered your questions, dear friend Jay Turntable. I wish we were discussing a multiplayer game because then we could team up and do stuff in that game. But curiously and weirdly and hilariously, we're talking about a solo player game where we can't. But maybe, just maybe, you'll see my photo art on the map. And maybe someday, just maybe, I'll see your photo art on the map. So there's that. I'm going to go get some coffee. And then when I come back, I'm gonna chit-chat a little bit, but then I'm going to go into silent immersion mode and get into the game. Because I play this game because I'm obsessed. And I'm obsessed with the franchise and the meta story. And I always wanted to play through all of these games and could not. So now, friends, I have the opportunity to, for better or worse, to commodify myself for your entertainment by playing all of these games. And to come back to your original question, a good multiplayer, no luck yet. Have you considered, maybe you don't like it, have you considered, let's switch gears real quick, but I need to walk away to go fill up this cup and then get into the game, but let's talk multiplayer real quick. Insert name of game here. Memory. Let's go look at stuff because I don't remember stuff. I don't remember names. Okay, friends. We're going to take a quick look. But after this, I'm going to go... this game is back. This was in beta earlier. Wait, is it here? It's now on sale. I like this. But it's hard. And it's frustrating. And it's a little annoying. But I like it. I like the idea of it. But I also know that I sucked at it hard. This is like a Call of Duty multiplayer, but in an 80s style. Like if it was a laser beam arena with dark lights and black lights and glowing lights, and the gimmick is it's dark and you cannot see. That's why it's called blind fire. There's like crazy shadow stuff that happens. Sometimes as you win the match and you progress, more and more illuminated night glow paint, or whatever you call this, day glow paint, luminescent fluorescent paint. It's disorienting AF. And whereas I literally have gotten better at Call of Duty since I started playing with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I was at my peak at like, this is the best I've ever been at Call of Duty. When I tried this game preview for free, it's now $6 to play the game preview. $6 though, very affordable. It was fun. It was just frustrating because it made me feel like I had never played a first-person shooter ever before, and that was disappointing. But there's that idea. I might, maybe next month, because I've already burnt through my this month's show budget for live streaming and crafts purchasing. These are, these are just games on sale right now. Not all of these are going to be online. Where's the ones I already have? I'm going to share with you the games I'm into. That can stay there. Online games that I find good. Call of Duty. Sorry, I love it. I love multiplayer more than Warzone. Warzone's free to play, so there's always that option. War Robots Frontiers. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's a blast. It's not exactly like beautiful. It's not a hideous looking game at all. It's arena based, it's Call of Duty multiplayer but with giant robots. Similar but fewer game modes, and similar idea with like multiple maps, but it's way fewer right now. Presumably, as the game lives on, it will drop new maps. That one's awesome. Sticking to the Battle Royale multiplayer adjacent style game, Off the Grid. Also, it's still in preview technically, so it's like a big giant open beta test, but it's been out for months now. It's dope as fuck. It's actually challenging. Like I kept saying, I'm always comparing everything against how I perform in Call of Duty, and that history. I've only been playing for 3 years. I'm acting at the camera. Oh, smack! I'm hitting the microphone. So for context, I don't know how long you've been gaming. I don't know how much experience you have. I don't know if these are games you've already played or whatever. If you've already tried them and you hate them, fine. I like Marvel's Rivals. It's an Overwatch style multiplayer. So not exactly Call of Duty multiplayer style. It's more whatever the F Overwatch is that you call it. It's like Overwatch, but it's been rethemed to be all Marvel's superheroes and villains. I love it. I'm not playing it very often, but I love it. It's fun. So it really depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for more of an MMO, then hold on a second, buddy. Gosh darn it, why did I scroll away from the screen I was about to read from? Sometimes my fingers do dumb things. If you're looking for an MMO, this may be hit or miss with you. It is Ubisoft, and you may be prejudiced against it. Who knows? I love Skull and Bones. I love it. It's awesome. If you accept that it is its own game and it is not Assassin's Creed, but that it will remind you very deeply and nostalgically of Assassin's Creed Rogue, I presume. I haven't played it enough to get to the boat part, but it sounds like there's boats in Assassin's Creed Rogue that look like and behave like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but different and better and improved. So those two games, it will remind you of that. It will remind you of Assassin's Creed boating, but it doesn't have any of the fighting or stabbing or shooting or assassinating on land. It's just the boats. On land is merchants and getting your quests and having your conversations and putting on your cosmetics and picking your outfits, building your boat, your fleet of boats. It's fucking awesome. You may not like it. If you're currently fixated and you have a chip on your shoulder against Ubisoft, you may not like it. I love it. I have not played it in a hot second, but that's true of all of these. Runner-up, this may be too old for you. You may have already played this a lot. You may have never wanted to play this. But a very satisfying, very much still thriving, very much alive with people who know the game inside out. You could find yourself a little community and a guild to join instantly because it's doing well. And is a classic. It's tried and true. It's well tested. And it's still dropping new content. It does look it does look a little old. It is what it is. Elder Scrolls Online. I love it. I don't play it, but I love it. Okay. Newer, prettier, fancier, but still a tried and true. Maybe you haven't heard of it. Maybe you have. It is not free to play. You got to cough up a acquisition purchase price. But then it's online, it's MMO, and it's very easy to ignore, and it doesn't plaster you with ads. Its microtransactions are like very well integrated and not clobbering you over the head, and it's gorgeous. And it manages to be everything an MMO is and feel different. It feels innovative and new, in my humble opinion. That one's worth buying, in my humble opinion, if what you're looking for is a new online player game that's fresh and new. I believe there's a way to do a demo trial, but I don't remember, and I can't see it now because I own it. But I did a demo of that game and went, oh my God. But it might have been the beta. I played the beta. Co-opable, not really online, but co-opable Baldur's Gate, if you're down for that. It's very Dungeons and Dragons in a isometric. It makes you think of Diablo, but it's a little prettier. Expedition 33 Claire Obscure is going to be co-opable, I believe. I don't think it's online, though. It's co-opable, so whatever that means, it's different. Skyrim, I mean, these guys are dropping something new really, 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 really soon, but I don't know that it's online. They're remastering a prior Elder Scrolls solo campaign because it's so old that people are like, it's so old. I think it's Oblivion. I think they're redoing Oblivion. There's also, if you're a Fallout fan, how can you say you have not tried the Fallout MMO? Of all the other Xbox, because off the top of my head, other Xbox MMOs include DC comic books version of an online universe. It's the oldest and kind of like boringest cookie cutter MMO. It feels like such a stale run over here, run over there, run over here, run over there, run over here, run over there. But it is superheroes, custom outfits, flying, superpowers, mix and match. It's playable. But for example, anyone who thinks Elder Scrolls Online feels old, DC Online feels older. But Fallout 76, that's got a vibe of like, yeah, it's Fallout, and it's an MMO, and it's not dead. It's very much alive. In fact, I should be logging into it on the almost daily for the free jingle jangles that show up in the store, because I'm supposed to come full circle and play that some more. It's dope. Return to Moira is a very quiet, very easily soloed, but online co-opable deep dungeon dig game set in Lord of the Rings. So you're like a Lord of the Rings official dwarf in Moria, canon dwarf city that's been abandoned. And if you team up, if you know people that have this game, you can team up with them and play in co-op silence as you dig and delve deep into the dark. It's really dope, but I thought it was going to be online, and it's not. Sad. PUBG Battlegrounds is classic alternative to Call of Duty Warzone, free to play, standard on microtransactions that are very easy to ignore because they're just cosmetic. In that same category, there's the Japanese mystic themed one, Rakuka, Rock. I forget what it's called. We'll look it up in the store. Titanfall 2 and that other one. No, maybe just Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 has still active multiplayer lobbies if you're looking for a different mech. Hawken, believe it or not. Although every once in a while it looks like its servers go offline because it happened to me once. But Hawken, still functional online if you're looking for a campaign of mech. No, that one doesn't even... Does it have a campaign? Let's see. You have a new world on PC. I see. It was too simple for your liking. Oh, really? How far in did you get, though? Like, I think it gets more and more less simple. But if New World is too simple for you, I don't know what to tell you besides wait for Elder Scrolls Online 2. Or, what's the newest? Let's go see what's new in the shopping center. Let's go to the store. Come here. Get off the thing. What happens when we go to... You're looking for Xbox in particular? Or I cannot help you if you're like, I want a PC MMO. Because then it's like, ugh. PC MMOs I've heard of that are huge and big. Oh, boy, do I wish they made an Xbox port. But I don't know that they are ever going to. EVE Online? That requires a PC that's got to be pretty robust. Talk about a new, different take. I mean, if you've never played it, it'll feel really new and weird and different. It's not new. It's been around for 1,000 years. It is, like, some people joke that to play EVE Online requires you to make a life commitment deeper and longer and more involved than getting a PhD in a doctorate degree. And there have been people playing that game for 20 years. I mean, if you want to get old school... Get back, dust off your World of Warcraft account because that game is still going. And the hardcore players are like, when is the community coming back? You're looking for Xbox multiplayers and haven't found any that you liked yet. Huh. Yeah, no, the one. Yeah, okay, so let's go MMO. Let's look for that. I just showed you the ones that I like. Let's see what's happening. I don't know why Genshin Impact comes up as an MMO. I swear to God, that's a single player. But if that's randomly an MMO, there you go. There's Neverwinter, which has had a huge legacy generation refresh. It's what it is. It's Neverwinter. It's Dungeons and Dragons is online. It's free to play. You get 2 character slots free to play, and then you got to buy if you want to open up more character slots to do more, run different classes. This last Oasis has been in game preview forever. You can demo it for 2 hours. It's weird and creepy. It reminds me of Conan the Barbarian online. Have you played that game? Conan the Barbarian survival MMO is a bit like Ark Survival, and maybe you've already tried Ark Survival. If you don't like Ark, if you say you're looking for an Xbox multiplayer and you've shot down every single Xbox multiplayer that I'm playing, I don't know there's any left for you to try, bro. Archmage is not out yet. I didn't know that was an MMO. I thought that was a single player. Chrono Odyssey is not out yet. I didn't know that was an MMO, apparently. Skyforge is cute, but it feels old. It feels old, but still good looking. Age of Water is new. It's a $20 or $50 pay up front MMO, which I think means it has very little microtransactions, very few, maybe not at all. And it's like someone said, let's turn Waterworld into an MMO. I kind of wanted to buy this. I think they have different tiers, and then their microtransactions are very limited to a select few expansion packy bundles. They don't do like a weekly, monthly loot box and a cosmetic madness. I don't think. I could be wrong. I remember watching a trailer for this and going, yeah, that looks cool. But the pay price is just, it's just the Throne and Liberty is awesome. It feels very pretty and very like Unreal Engine fresh and new, but also absolutely cookie cutter, nothing new about it MMO. Go here to this place, run the quest in that area. Go there to that place, run the quest in that area. I don't know what to tell you. You are picky about your games. Me too. But I also take them for what they are and play them based on which ones fill me with glee, which is why the Assassin's Creed fascination right now. Gameplay is the biggest seller for a game for me. Yes. If I see it and it looks good and fun, you're sold. All right. Throne and Liberty looks good and is fun. It's a very Asian MMO. So, like, their interface is very like an Asian style. Blessed Unleashed or Bless Unleashed was looking to be like a good MMO, and then they sunsetted their servers the fuck out, and they still have some ragtag straggling items in the store. Star Trek Online is not what I wanted it to be, tragically. So sad. It's so stuck in like a like 2 eras ago worth of, like, it's no longer fresh and new. And the gameplay is yucky. It's like, ugh, this is boring. I did not like it. I ultimately did not like DC Universe. It's very button mash, get through the fights. It's what I used to love playing. It's exactly what I used to love playing that I try to get away from. This one might be the most interesting. Like, if I was going to spend $20, $30 on a brand new game that hasn't even launched yet, I think it might be this one. But those are all the things that come up when I type in MMO. Maybe MMO is not the right. Multiplayer is going to bring up. Dang it. Multiplayer is going to bring up shooters. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Black Flag as multiplayer, which is hilarious. I thought it was going to be multiplayer boats. No. What is multi-messenger? What the F is this shit? Play without limits. Communicate without limits. Multi-messenger X. Want to immerse yourself in the world of gaming and always stay connected? With Multi-messenger X, this dream becomes a reality for Xbox games. Our revolutionary app brings together 36 popular messaging services. Like, who gives a fuck? I would never want this in my game. In my gaming experience. It's hard enough dealing with the fact that I'm live streaming and that I gotta stop every once in a while and check in. And then it's even dumber because 99% of the time, nobody's watching. And even if they are watching, no one is chatting. I would not want my Facebook DMs or my Discord DMs or any other DMs from social media in my gaming environment. Largely because all I ever get is solicitations for illicit material or sales and services for products I can neither afford nor care to need or want. I digress. Dear friend who is picky with your games, I would tell you that the newest MMO to just hit Xbox, that is all the rage and very playable and looks like it might get rich and deep, but I can assure you I've not played it long enough, is New World Eternum. It might not be. Its competitor and rival is the other one that I said that feels very Asian, very Japanese. And then the alternatives to that, in terms of MMO style, is straight up Elder Scrolls Online and or Fortnite. Not Fortnite. I'm talking not first-person shooters. The one that not for. I just said it. What the fuck? My brain is so switched cheese. It's another franchise one that they made on Fallout 76. given everything that you don't need to look for me. You got coffee to refill and a game to play. Remember, your stream title isn't just chatting. You are correct, and I don't care. I will retcon the title at the end of a stream if it turns into a just chatting. My most recent just chatting episode, if you missed it, was set up to be an Assassin's Creed playthrough, and I just spent all the time chatting by myself. But you're right, I do need to refill my coffee. There's still a little bit. I start warning myself that I need to refill my coffee when there's still that much left. I did not mean to bash the microphone and make the microphone noise. So I still got that much left. Can you see it? All right. It is a shame that Dragon's Dogma or Dragon's Age, that neither of those two new versions are MMOs. Those coulda, shoulda, woulda. Doom Dark Ages isn't. It is not an MMO, or is it? If this is an MMO, then this will be the newest of the new MMOs ever to come out, and I don't know what is yet to be. Helldivers, which is not on Xbox yet. That's the MMO I want. Where the F is Helldivers on Xbox? Am I right? Let's see if this is going to be an MMO or if it's a single player. Optimized for Series X, single player. It's not even co-opable, so no. I was hoping maybe. I missed out on single player, but honestly, yeah. Out of all the MMOs I'm aware of, based on what you've told me, I would say you might have some luck with Fallout 76. That might feel like something refreshing, different, yet familiar and nostalgic, because you've probably played a Fallout game. As you can see, I've got a handful of them. I, too, want to catch up. I'm not going to play through every single one. I'm not going to go completionist on Fallout. And I've completely, utterly failed to even fire these up in forever. And I've got a lot of solo player. I want to play through the Fable series. This game, I remember coming out, Fable 1. It came out right after, or right before. I remember it came out, and I was like, I want to play that. But I hated these things, and I got rid of my Xbox, and then I never played it. I was like, I'll get it on PC. And then I never had a PC that was robust enough to play it at full spec, which always made me not play it. Then I finally got it once on discount, from the discount bin, for a used PC, and it worked, and I played it, and I was in love, and then that used PC crashed, and then I lost the disc. I got rid, I did what I was complaining about earlier. Like an idiot, I trashed it. I coulda, shoulda, woulda, might have still been able to install it on something, but then again, like I say, Windows changes, and then it suddenly won't play, because Windows never liked the idea of reverse compatible. They were like, fuck what previous stuff, you need to buy it all over again. But anyways, I digress. I don't know what else to tell you. Hawken, there it is. It's got a solo campaign, I think, and a multiplayer matchy match. But that one's just straightforward. Here's a box. You are in the box. Shoot each other. So I call that Call of Duty. No Man's Sky. If you've never played No Man's Sky, it doesn't look like a multiplayer. You're not going to be surrounded by people in a central town ever, but except for the space hub. But it is technically a multiplayer. Once you get to a certain point in the game, which can take a hot minute, depending on how weird you explore, you unlock a tier of ship access, like access to a ship that can visit you, that will teleport in no matter where you are, separate from your flying ships, right? Where you can dock one of your flying ships, and there's a multiplayer hub of a ship, and then you can go meet people at that hub, and then be like, take me to your planet. Let's go to your planet and play together. On your planet, we go play and build stuff. So that is a very low pressure, low MMO profile MMO that has an infinite universe that is procedurally generating planets. Some people say, because they're procedurally generated, they all kind of look the same and they're boring. And I'm like, F you, they don't, but F you, because you found the one thing that is essentially the only thing you can think of as a weakness. Because, yeah, it's true. They're not boring, but you find the limits pretty quick, because it is procedurally generated. And if you don't know what that means, get a fucking dictionary. Anyways, thank you, J Turntable. Did I miss anything else? You really focused to commit another MMO? Yeah, me too. I have a problem, as you can see. I have too many games and not enough time to play them all in. As far as games that I know of that are... Let's go check one last thing. New games that are not here yet. Not deals. Not games picked. Where's new games? Shooters. See, look, they're even promoting it here. MMOs. I mean, you're talking MMOs, not arena multiplayers. Like Valorant is dope if you're looking for a game that is very Call of Duty adjacent, but has its own vibe going on. There's always the Halo Infinite, the Halo world. That's got a little bit of everything in terms of how that MMO situation works. DayZ is a player versus environment looter shooter that kind of hell let loose. I thought was hell streamers, hell writers, hell bloppers. It's not. I did not like this game, but it is a Game Pass World War II Oh, you're looking for something different, J Turntable. You're looking for something challenging. You're looking for something that's MMO. Maybe this is the one for you. I found this really, really hard. I didn't like it. I couldn't see anybody through iron sights at all. But this might be the thing you're looking for. This is a strange, very like... this is the kind of game that people who hate on Call of Duty want or seem to want. This is a deeper, more big, more... It's not arena play. It's not soccer matches of multiplayer. It's not Battle Royale, Last Man Standing either. It's longer form, bigger maps, many player multiplayer that is not an MMO exactly, but can kind of feel like it because it's not a 7-minute 6-on-6 multiplayer match. I don't know. Maybe. Check it out. But more of a traditional MMO feel with it's its own world, so it's full of surprises and feels very different from World of Warcraft. Fallout 76. It's beautiful, it's well designed, it's big, it's playable, it's dope. It's got presumably, I don't know, I've never seen anyone inside of it. It's got a huge open world and presumably a thriving community. They just launched this thing where now you can play as a ghoul because of the show, made it popular. The character was a really likable character. So that's new. The Star Wars Battlefront games are still viable. Battlefield is sort of like an MMO. If you get Battlefield 2044, you get a lot of Battlefield gaming action. It is what that is, and you either like this franchise or you don't. And there's nothing, you can't compare it to Call of Duty. It's not like Call of Duty. I don't know what to call it. I thought that was going to be a multiplayer. It's not. It's a sad, and slightly old. For being brand new, this just came out. Its graphics look old and boxy and cartoony and like it's a diorama. The water doesn't move. Like you're running past rivers, and I guess you're supposed to run past them so fast you don't notice, but it doesn't wiggle. It doesn't move. There's no animation. Sad. This is a what's the word when the teams are not evenly paired? This is one of those online games. It's like one bad guy versus a team of good guys, and the bad guy is like way overpowered. But it's an interesting multiplayer. Oh, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. I didn't know that was there. I might want to play that. That's a franchise that like, oh, interesting. This franchise is doing well and people are liking it, and I never played it. Okay, I'm definitely off on a tangent. Don't feel bad. I enjoyed myself. Doom 3. What? I never played any of the Dooms or the remakes. And what does this look like? Needs co-op like OG Xbox. 5 stars all day. Needs... Okay. Give me some screenshots. There we go. This is the Doom remake I've been looking for. I'm like, there is a version of Doom that doesn't look like it's in 8-bit pixels. I know there is, and I cannot find it. This is it. It actually looks like a real video game as opposed to Super Mario Brothers. How many? And I've also wanted to play Dead Space, although I haven't made room for that ever. How many? It's Game Pass. How many gigs? 7 gigs. And it's not Series X. It's going on just for funsies. We're going to check that out later. That's not an MMO, though. Quantum Break is too big, but I've been wanting to play that because it's like live action film. It looks good. Here we are looking at games that are not MMOs. All right. J Turntable, you are correct. And also, I need to eat now, I realize. Guess what I'm going to do, J Turntable? I'm going to retcon this show. This is now a pre-game chat lounge session show for Just Chatting. Because we did it. We made it, and we had a really great conversation, and I appreciate you for it. I will take a break because I now feel hungry, and I wasn't thinking about that. I never think about that until the urge comes upon me. In the meantime, dear friends, anyone following along over on Twitch or on TikTok, I urge you vehemently in a deeply humble way, please smash the follow buttons. Drop me a comment so that I can start getting to know you. You know, we're trying to build community here, right? And then come on through to solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. I know you've got a lot on your plate, dear audience, but I'm asking you to make a little more room for a tasty, tasty nugget of content creation project of way too many projects that will include, believe it or not, me doing arts and crafts live on stream. Me writing pages from my novelization of my crazy idea of a world that doesn't exist live on stream. And eventually, me playing Assassin's Creed Shadows after a break. And then also, don't forget, friends, this is going to be variety roulette wheel variety. So that means at some point, although I will start off with Shadows so as to not fail to deliver on Shadow's gameplay. Oh, look at this not working. I will maybe spend some time during the break fixing these pages so that they work better, especially on TikTok. But you can kind of see the wheel Decidomatic variety chaos roulette. After a introductory session on the Assassin's Creed Shadows, we will then thusly proceed to spin the roulette wheel of variety chaos variety and choose. We're going to take a sample example theoretical spin. This does not count towards any future gameplay decision making. This is what it would look like. I don't know if there's a sound effect. There used to be, but for some reason it's not. Oh wait, maybe I need to activate the page. There we go. There it is. We did it just in time. So if in theory, theoretically speaking, if we had been actually trying to decide what game to choose next, we would have chosen Mirage. Dun, 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 dun. So, peace out. Thanks for being here. Shout out to J Turntable. I do not envy you your opportunity to overthink this decision. Should you get Assassin's Creed Shadows, or should you get Ubisoft Plus and have access to all Assassin's Creed games plus several others? I'll tell you what, if you get the Ubisoft Plus, you will very likely not want, nor need, nor have time to invest in another MMO. So maybe just get Assassin's Creed Shadows, because even that game is like, it is big enough that it might consume your life a little bit. Any good video game should threaten you with that much of a good time. You know what I'm saying? In terms of MMOs, I don't know. It was a fun thought experiment to run through them. It's reminded me that I, too, have an MMO fixation and a need to decide on, to determine and limit my MMO and online player style games to the most playable, the most I really want to play them level games, and then decide which ones those are, and then make a few executive decisions and uninstall some shit. But enough. Signing off, friends. Thank you for your viewership. J Turntable, may you determine your preference in that Assassin's Creed decision-making situation to the best of your ability and to the best of your satisfaction, and may you have fun. One way or the other, I hope you have Assassin's Creed Shadows soon, and that you have a blast playing it. It is beautiful, it is big, it is deep, it is rich, it is totally Assassin's Creed, true to itself, true to the franchise, and also completely its own thing, right? And just as someone else was pointing out, I agree with this, and I want to endorse it as an overall philosophy for this game. Let it envelop you. Don't rush to a thing. Don't preemptively decide you want to achieve this goal or that goal. Just let the game swallow you up and play the opportunities that you find in accordance to your own interests, beyond the need to unlock Asuke or however you pronounce his name, or to unlock this feature or to get to that feature. I sort of was obsessed with the data fragments thing and with getting to the samurai that I kind of wish I could replay it. This is the point in time in any game, solo or multiplayer, where I'm like, right now would be the best time to be like, if I'm going to replay to experience a difference, if any, in the way that it plays, now is the time to do it before I go any deeper and get sucked in any further and feel like now I've gone beyond the point of no return. I just got that with Assassin's Creed, so I'm contemplating that actively. One of the reasons I let myself get indulged into a delightful, totally distracting spin-off sidebar discussion about your needs is because it helped me sort of distance myself from that indecision point. Like, I'm really torn. Part of me wants to start a brand new game save file for Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I've never wanted to restart an Assassin's Creed game before, which is interesting. I've always loved that Assassin's Creed is like you get in it and you start playing and you just play. And maybe you create a save file to back up to right before a difficult temple or a difficult camp or a difficult, obstacle or a difficult mini boss or whatever. But I never thought, let's retcon to the beginning of this game and start over. I love that. I'll do that. I'll roll a new character in a multiplayer to play the opening bit again. Primarily, to learn the differences in the class, right? To be like, oh, the wizards play like this, and the Munchkin Storm Thumpers play like that, and the Aqua Lung Flying Fish play like this. Whatever, right? And that's about the classes / especially if there are any racial benefits, not to make it about a race, but in the fantasy world of the game, if there's anything specific about a particular race that makes them better or worse or whatever, changes the variables, that's to do that. But it's crazy. Like Elder Scrolls Online, I have a max character list, and they're all like level 15 and still in their starting towns. And I've had that account for that game active and operating, and occasionally logging in to traipse around and play that card game that they have inside for 3 years. And I still haven't made progress beyond starter zone level 15 and deep crafting. I don't know. There might be some new MMO on the verge of dropping. If there's one, like I said earlier, if there's one that I would call the It's Not Here Yet MMO, it's Helldivers. They keep teasing like it's going to come to Xbox. It probably will come to Xbox. It might come to Xbox. If it comes to Xbox, it will be the new game-changing, like it might steal away players from every other MMO that exists on Xbox. Because it looks gloriously cool, it's super huge, and you can literally be in a Titan spaceship, a Titan-sized spaceship, outer space, and watch in real time the actual effects from the real battle going on the planet you're trying to get to as you approach the planet, from what I've read. If that's not true, I apologize. I don't mean to be distributing weaponized false game information. But, like, since we're talking about video games and MMOs and, like, wanting something beyond, it's probably that one. In the interim, Hell Let Loose is a challenge in as much as that it is a multiplayer war sim game, military sim game, but it's very uniquely, weirdly different. I didn't find it to my preferences, but you might really like that. So I hope you give that a try. I think I'll also try to do a little deeper looking around offline, off stream, like what MMOs are on Xbox that I'm just not thinking of, that I'm not aware of, that aren't listed as MMOs, that maybe cost money and therefore I haven't paid attention to them. That Waterworld lookalike, that one looks like, but it might also literally be just like float to this island. You know, it might be very Skull and Bones and or worse, because it might be isometric view. I don't know. I'm intrigued because honestly, despite this Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed franchise, dual obsession, I'm literally in the same boat as you. I'm looking for an MMO to get sucked into. And I paid for New Age, New World, and I'm loving it. But also, do you see me playing it right now? No. Which makes me want to go back and log into it. Maybe that's what we'll do when we come back from break. Instead of Shadows. I'm always being a weirdo and it's changing my mind. Thank you. As always, I'm signing off abruptly. DJ Zed, are you playing music? Oh, good. There was music playing in the background. Maybe a little too loud. But now I'm going to invite you, DJ Zed, to crank it up and get loud and proud with it. I'll be back soon enough. Gonna eat. Maybe go for a walk. Maybe do some dishes. Maybe do a little research into MMOs we've missed and or MMOs that are about to drop in the coming future for Xbox, because that sounds like a fun thing. And then when I'm back from that, Assassin's Creed Shadows and or Call of Duty and or New Age Eternum and or some other game, because I have a larger in my head chaos variety with a feel of like, let's do something different. Just go spin and pick in my head. Retconning this episode as a just chatting pre-game chat lounge session episode in the aftermath of signing off. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And hello to those of you watching in the future. Thank you for your audienceship. Peace out. I'll be back soon.